I'm asking Gloucester CLP members to vote for me, Fran Boait, at the hustings on 16th December, or if you can't make that, to vote by postal vote before the 13th, to become Labour's parliamentary candidate in the next general election, so that we can work together in Gloucester to make it a more equal, more compassionate and more prosperous place for all. I've got a track record of winning national campaigns, of building community alliances and of building and fundraising for local campaigns. I can bring my experience so that we can win locally in my hometown. I was born in Gloucester Royal Hospital in 1985 and grew up in the area doing things like dance shows at various Gloucester schools. I went to Newark Community School Comprehensive, and from an early age I had a deep sense that I wanted to fight for fairness. I've got strong connections to this community that I want to serve. After Newark, I went to Cambridge University, where I immediately got involved with student politics. Despite being pretty intimidated by all the people that went to private school who were very confident and feeling like I wasn't clever enough to be in Cambridge, in my first term I was voted to be our year student rep on the College Student Union. I stayed on in Cambridge to do a PhD in climate change mitigating technology, where I lectured and supervised students. I did short stints at Greenpeace and the United Nations and ended up at Positive Money, which is now the UK's leading campaigning organisation on banking and finance reform. As the CEO, I've built up our team from 3 to 14 members over the last 5 years. I've fought and won a range of campaigns, from rent controls to getting the Bank of England to be transparent about the money system. I know how Westminster works and how to get things done, and I've got a good relationship with John McDonnell and his team. I know how to combine on-the-ground activity with a plan for real legislative change, and I can make a difference for Gloucester in Parliament from day one. Despite being involved in politics my whole life, it took until just under 2 years ago for me to join the Labour Party, and that's because I saw that with Jeremy Corbyn and John McDonnell's leadership, the next Labour government will be one that transforms the UK economy into one that works for the many and not the few. For me, the election this year was the most significant election of my entire lifetime, and that's because it represented one important thing: hope. Like many people, I was pretty pessimistic about the election and planned to go up to Manchester the next day at 5 a.m. to run a training session for Positive Money supporters. Meeting and training activists is what gives me amazing amounts of energy to keep working hard for social change. But when the exit polls came in, obviously I couldn't sleep, and so I spent the next day filled with excitement but fueled on caffeine to get through the day. I immediately wanted to throw myself into the Labour Party, and now I feel like I've got an amazing opportunity to do just that. I know that with the leadership of Jeremy Corbyn and John McDonnell, we can win the next general election and Labour Party can take government. And that's when the hard work starts. If we're going to build the UK into a more equal, more compassionate and more democratic society, a lot of people are going to have to be involved with the changes that need to be made. I believe that I'm the right person to lead Gloucester into the next general election and beat Richard Graham. I'm a civil society leader on banking, finance and economics, and I know that I can challenge and win him and win Gloucester back for Labour. I think that my skills and experience will also ensure that the next Labour government takes this once-in-a-generation opportunity to make the economy work for the many and not the few. So I'm asking you to back me, Fran Boait, on the 16th of December so that I can come and work for Gloucester.